Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 61 of Communication Error, a gaming debate podcast where we may not always agree, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm one of your hosts, Cheesy, and the man everybody needs to roll out the red carpet for because he's eating the one chip, John Ebo. How you doing?
I'm not happy that I lost.
I am. It feels good because you're always saying that you're never wrong, but this time you were incredibly wrong. And also on NPC, I gave you more credit than I should have because I said that this bet has been happening since February. And in February, we had a partner direct. So you were still wrong even months before that.
Was I? What was I wrong about?
What? We had a partner direct, so we already knew that there wasn't going to be any new Nintendo games shown at the partner direct. So we were talking about it back in September when that direct happened, because you were saying that there's no games that are coming out in 2024.
Oh, well, I don't know. Whatever. But here's the thing.
What?
Those games are okay. They're fine. But I just want a new Mario game. I just want a new 3D Mario game. I don't care. I don't like Mario and Luigi. I'll play for 7 hours. I'll be done. I'll play Mario Party a few times. I'll be done. I'll play Zelda all the way through because that looks really good. But everything else is like, we need a 3D Mario.
You're not going to play. Mario and Luigi is going to be much longer because it's an RPG. And also, you haven't even finished Thousand Year Door, so I doubt you're even going to play.
So, why would you?
You said it's terrible.
You said it's terrible. Everybody get on Cheesy's case because he said Thousand Year Door, one of the best games ever made, is terrible.
Somebody find the clip of me saying it's terrible. Those words coming out of my mouth.
You said
it's
not
was
awful.
Terrible. Did I say it's awful?
Yes,
man, you're on. You are on one already. How was your weekend?
It was very good. I went to the Phillies. I got some new swag. I'm wearing my Philly Fanatic hat, and I also have a Philly City Connect jersey, which I didn't enjoy. I didn't like at first, but they've really grown on me. They're blue and Phillies are usually red or white, and I was not a huge fan at first, but I've come to grow and really. And I haven't bought a baseball jersey probably since I was like a really young kid, so I needed one because I always go to these Phillies games and I never have like swag. Like I have a hat, but I never have like a jersey or even a shirt. So I had to get a shirt.
You're just showing up shirtless to these games.
I'm that shirtless guy. But I went to the Phillies yesterday. It was like an 11 a.m. game. It was very odd.
Yeah,
they usually play at 1 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah, that's 9 a.m. my time.
Yeah, it's because it was on like Roku or something. It was on like a weird.
Yeah,
it wasn't on the normal.
Don't you love that? How there's so many different streaming services that are streaming sports games, and we have no idea where to watch them.
Yeah, I think the one time they played on Apple. I think Friday they played on Apple, and then Sunday they played on Roku. Yeah, I don't know.
This fall, though, they are releasing a sports streaming package. So it's like Venda, I think is what it's.
You can't get the in-market games like you.
Probably not.
Because the MLB, and this kind of leans into what we're talking about today anyway. But the MLB network or whatever. Well, I don't know the package. I forget what it's called. It's like an all-access package to MLB. Yeah. You can't watch. Like there would be no reason for me to get it because I could watch all the Phillies games. Like I wouldn't want to watch any out of market games, and you can't watch in market games. Like you have to watch those on your local channels. It's so weird. It's the same with the NFL. It doesn't make any sense. Like there's just like all these deals that.
Well, here in Denver, Nuggets have won a championship. Avalanche have won a championship, but unless you have like Fubo, you can't watch those games because they're on a separate local channel called Altitude Sports. And if you don't have Fubo, you're not going to watch those games until playoff season, or unless they're on like
Well, are they
TNT
in like the cable
or ESPN.
packages? Are they in your cable? Like I
Yeah.
have the Hulu Live subscription or whatever,
Yeah.
which is live TV, and I got it because I that's how I would have to watch the games.
Yeah, that's true. So like for Altitude, if you have Direct TV, I think, or Dish, one of the two, you can watch it. But the owners of both the Nuggets and the Avalanche are at war with Comcast because they don't want to put that sports channel on the service, because if they put that sports channel on the service but people don't watch that channel, they still have to pay extra for something that they're not even watching. But it's also like the owners have so much money, just pay them what it is that they want. You know what I mean?
So, gamers complain about having all these subscriptions now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's subscriptions for everything. But
Yeah.
we're not talking about that. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Not a whole lot happened. I'm working now, like really early mornings, but then I get off at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, so not too bad. And then we had kind of a make-up Father's Day because Hannah's dad was sick during Father's Day, so kind of a barbecue, played some ping pong. Like, it was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the Phillies game as like our Father's Day thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And they won?
Yeah, they won. They always win. Phillies always win. They won again tonight.
Not
They have
always.
the best record in the MLB. So the Rockies suck.
Oh, no, that is very true. Rockies are pretty bad. I've seen a Broncos championship, a Nuggets championship, an Avalanche championship. I've not seen a Rockies. I don't even think they have one.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, what can our listeners do for us?
Yeah, so we got some server maintenance, and one of them is one of the things you should do, if you haven't done already, is leave reviews. They help us out a ton. They get us out to more people, build the community. But give us 5-star reviews on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, whatever you could review us on, do it. Like AlleyCat738 did on Apple Podcast. Says very fun and entertaining. I really enjoy both of the takes, and all of the guest hosts are very exciting to have. It's interesting that they say they enjoy both of the takes because that's not normal. And then they also said, Mario World is definitely the easier game, and if you're a man, you definitely prefer Mario 3.
No, it really says that in the review?
No, I'm not going to say like I agree with that. I mean, Super Mario World is the easier game. I agree with that for sure. And that is probably why Cheesy likes it more, because it's easier. And
I don't know. So you do this to me all the time on here on NPC, but like, I actually play the games.
I'm the Elden Lord. You are not an Elden Lord.
I am a, what was the game with the crab?
Yeah.
Another Crab's Treasure.
Another Crab's
Lord.
Treasure.
Yeah. On the Switch version too. So I don't know. That might actually be harder than playing Elden Ring.
I remember the time when you couldn't figure out what you were supposed to do in Paper Mario with the item that they give you.
No, it was terrible. It's just bad direction.
See, look, you just said it's
get
terrible.
Lost.
All right. Yeah, so leave a 5-star review. Thank you, Alley Cat.
Thank you, Allie.
I did want to bring this up because I think they're going to be our guests next week. I streamed on Twitch on Friday night. Like I've been doing Friday night streams pretty much every week. I've been streaming with Drip and Jeeb, mostly Jeeb, but Drip joined us last week as well. Cheesy was supposed to, and then he was scared again.
I can tell you what happened.
But we played Four Swords Adventure, and that game sucks, dude. That game is so bad.
Why? So I guess What do you mean? Like, why is it bad?
It's terrible. Like it doesn't tell you, like it doesn't give you any clue of what you're supposed to do.
I mean, isn't that Zelda?
I'm pretty sure they soft locked us on one of the dungeons. Like,
really?
Yeah, there was just like it was, we definitely had to light something, but there was no way to light it. We didn't have an item that could light it. There was nothing that would be able to light it. And we were just kind of stuck there. And we spent a half hour Googling this. And apparently the dungeons are, what's the word when it's not the same all the time?
Like randomized?
Yeah, they're randomized. It's just trash, dude. It's just trash.
Okay. I mean, it always just sounded fun to me because it's a Zelda game with 4 players. Like, I don't know how that could be bad.
It's bad. And it's not that clever because you have 4, like they have to have 4 different people. So it's just kind of like, okay, you get this item that you have to use to do this puzzle, and then you solve the puzzle. Good job. Even though it's not that hard to solve.
Is it that you just don't like teamwork? Is that what it is?
It's not even teamwork. Like, you just kind of do it on your own.
Oh, that's weird.
The boss that we did, it was teamwork. But it wasn't. It's not a good game. Drip and Jeeb could talk about it when they come on next week, but it's just not fun.
Okay. Yeah, Drip and Jeeb will be our guest next week for our episode. But also, if you want to join our Discord, that link is in the bio. Also, join us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Error Podcasts. Leave your comments, your reviews, everything that you want to talk about for next week's Community Patch Notes episode on. What is it that we're talking about, Johnny?
I honestly don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know, because you said
discussed this.
You said sports games, but then you also said esports, and it's like they're 2 different things.
I know, but I think that's kind of fun. Like, why can't we? So we're talking about sports games.
We're going to be talking about Madden and like MLB The Show, and then like esports.
Okay, so the reason why I brought esports up, and like we can talk about it real quickly, because I think this is the problem, is like you and I don't really know too much about esports, but I love being in the sports world of like real sports, not just the like video game sports. And I love like post games. I love like pre-game interviews. I love just the game itself, whatever it is that you're watching. Like, it's just so exciting. It's fun. The conversations around players and teams and coaches and all of that. And I wish sometimes that video games were kind of like sports. And then I remembered that we have esports, but I know this is a me problem. I just don't really know how to even follow esports, or like how it goes, like what tournaments they're playing in, or is it like a regular season? Is it just an event thing? Like what do you know about esports? There
is a season.
And I'm not like, I want to say I'm not
Googling something.
I'm not downplaying it, because like I love Rocket League, and when you see people make plays in Rocket League, it's amazing. I mean, like that in itself is a sport. When people are working together.
So speaking of esports, well, actually, before we get into the topic, I want to announce something, because I'm like nervous. I'm going to too many games this weekend.
Oh.
It's June 28th. I'm going on Saturday. I want to announce it because I want to see if anybody's going. I don't want to go by myself. Like, maybe the listeners out there, maybe somebody's going. So if you're going to too many games, I'll be there on Saturday. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Before you continue your thought, I just want to say sorry to Sean Capri and all the other Canadians. The Edmonton Oilers did not win the Stanley Cup. Currently watching it, Florida won 2-1.
When was the last time a Canadian team won?
I have no idea, but you continue your thought and I'll look that up.
I was watching the show. It's called, I think it's called Golden Touch or Golden or something. It's a show on Netflix. It's about a company that sells collectibles. And one of the things this season was actually really cool. It was a Pokemon trophy that somebody won at one of their esports events at one of the Pokemon Unite championship events that I think is at Pokemon Worlds every year.
Okay.
So somebody paid like $15,000 to buy this thing.
To say like they won it or what?
No, just to say that they own it, because the only people that get it are the people that win the championship.
Right.
But I think Pokemon, speaking of esports, I think Pokemon does a pretty good job of like their competitive sports. There's Pokemon Worlds every year, I think. Hold on, I want to shout out to Darth Valdo. He's going to
Honolulu,
in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's very cool.
In August. Hold on, I'm gonna see what it is, what it's called.
I'm pretty sure it's World.
Pokemon World Championships, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's go to Worlds. And I know Nola's guy is a big Pokemon fan too.
Yeah, we'll probably hear a lot about this topic because he does a lot of like TCG events.
So the Pokemon World Championships features the best Pokemon players from around the globe. Players will compete for prizes. Pokemon World, I wonder if that means money. I doubt it's money. Pokemon World Champion titles and return invitations for the fall. Oh, nice, cool. You get to come back to the next year.
That's cool.
But they have Pokemon Go, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon TCG. Like, there's a lot there.
Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Cafe Remix.
Yeah, maybe I'll actually go pro in something. And Pokemon Sleep.
Pokemon Magikarp Jump.
But yeah, I'm not jealous at all that I'm not going to Hawaii to
just be happy for Valdo.
No, I'm happy for Valdo.
He deserves it.
I'm happy for him. I'm just saying I would go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but, I mean, like I guess the only other thing that I really know about esports is sometimes, we see like Mario Kart tournaments and Splatoon championships.
Yeah, but that's not like real.
Or Smash. But I don't really know how all of that works, Like, how do you become the best? You just sign up one day? I know, you just sign up one day and then you just keep...
Yeah, you just sign up for tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Smash Melee, this might annoy some people, but like the same 5 people always win. Because there's only like 5 people playing that game now.
Whoa, that's a hot take. I think there's probably a lot more that play that game.
I don't know. It's always the same people. It's like Hungry Box. And now I don't even know. I don't even know the other people, but they're all the same.
Hey.
I think people need to stop living in the past for Melee. I think they just let it go. Let it go.
Wow.
Smash Ultimate's way better.
I wonder what AJ from Redirect would think of that. I'm not sure what his Smash take is. If he really likes Melee or if he prefers Ultimate, but he's a big Smash player.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a game. How old is that game now? 20 plus years old.
God, nostalgia.
It's a heck of a drug. We have a. Yeah, I don't know much about esports at all. What I was looking up, what I thought why you brought it up is because the Olympics are coming up, and I thought there was I think esports are supposed to come to the Olympics.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Point. I'm trying to. I googled it. That's what I was googling, but it's not going to be there this year.
Okay. Probably like 2028.
but I'm pretty sure the way it's gonna work, it's gonna be like simulation games, like I don't know, football, maybe like baseball, soccer.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna be those. It's not gonna be like
it's not gonna be like League.
Overwatch or Call of Duty or like, you know, those types of games that you think of when you think of esports. It's gonna be more actual sports, just virtual, just as a video game. So
That's so funny. The first game for me that comes to mind is League of Legends.
yeah, I'm 100% sure it's not gonna be there.
Yeah. No, I know we don't really have to talk about esports too much. I mean, maybe that's a conversation in itself, but I just thought like it's interesting where we have gone from sports to video games being a sport.
Yeah, I still don't think it's as popular as it should be.
Yeah, because every time that you vote for like the game awards, you have to vote for like esports coach and esports player, and it's like all these crazy names. And honestly, like I just picked the name that I like the most. I don't know if they're a good player or a good coach.
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely followings out there. I know people buy, like, I've heard of some of the teams like 100 Thieves, Optic, and that's about it. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah.
When I was into Call of Duty like more than I am now, I would watch like the Call of Duty tournaments because it's just kind of fascinating to watch that. I don't understand what's happening most of the time because they're just better than I can ever imagine. Actually, in college, me and my roommates and like people that lived near me all thought it was a good idea or thought we were good enough at Call of Duty to try to compete competitively, and we got trashed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, but you have that experience.
Yeah, so yeah, I was a pro. I was an esports player.
Oh, I mean, I've never heard of you.
That's why I'm good, and that's why I like Mario 3 more than Mario World.
All right. So when it comes to sports games, what is like some of your favorite memories? Like, did you play a lot when you were a kid? Was it when you were growing up that you kind of got into them?
I think I remember playing Super Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
Or maybe Tecmo. It might have been Tecmo Bowl. One of them. I would play at my cousin's house all the time. We were young. We would do like a tournament. I used to love that. I just the it's just pure nostalgia hearing the music, seeing the graphics, and then like the audio is like
Whoa, was that you? Did you do you did the voice?
Yeah, that was me.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that was the first, and then I had a couple games. I had Super Tecmo Bowl. I had NFL Quarterback Club. I had some games growing up. I was never really into it until like college. My roommate was really into Madden, and we would play Madden a lot at college. And then I just kind of every year, still to this day, I buy Madden and I play it for a week, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then same with the MLB The Show, I play it for a week, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. Like I get excited for these. Like when the baseball season starts, I'm like, oh man, I would really love to play MLB The Show. And when NFL starts, I'm like, oh, I really love to play Madden. But then it loses its luster pretty quick.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just like once you win the Super Bowl with the Eagles, like what else is there to do?
You go win another Super Bowl. That's the problem that athletes have, man, is like, oh, I've already won the Super Bowl. Like that was the top goal that I had. Now what do I have to chase after?
Now I don't want to minimize it because actually, like I know people love to rag on sports games, but they have a ton of content. Like there's a lot of content in there.
Yeah.
There's just regular franchise mode. There's like you could create a player, like Road to the Show type deal. There's the Ultimate Teams where you could just get into gambling, I guess. There's a lot of stuff you can play online. Like there's just a lot of content in there that like this might be controversial, but like I think it's worth the full price every year.
I've heard you complain several times about some of the new sports games and how you have to pay for everything, or there's like pack of cards now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to get into the.
Yeah, but you
teams.
do.
No, I don't. I don't.
You don't?
No.
Wow, I'm surprised, to be honest.
No, I don't. I don't get into that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I have like created those things. Like you could create an ultimate team, and then there's a bunch of like challenges that you could do to earn credits that allows you to get packs, and that's how I get packs. Like when I play it, I just do they have like a season. Like they don't have a season pass. I don't think you have to pay for a season pass, but they have like challenges for each season, and then like you can unlock cards and stuff. So I get the allure. Luckily I haven't put any extra money into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. Yeah. It's fun because like the Broncos suck, but like at least you could have them win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, possibly. You know, if you're good at the sport, they can win a Super Bowl.
It's easy. Just put on a rookie.
Yeah. So for me, like I guess like the first time I really started playing sports games was all the backyard sports. And I know like we've talked about this before and you don't know what it is, but I feel like you would love them. I know what it is.
I think I know what it is. It's the kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And it like backyard baseball and basketball and soccer and football. Like I had them all. I even had hockey. And
I think I had clown hair.
I believe it.
In the hat for some reason.
Yeah, but
shout out to Nintendo Powercast. I wore a clown outfit the whole last episode.
You did. And, you know, I commend you for that. That was great. I had a milkshake bit that didn't go as well as planned.
Flat. It fell really
I know.
Flat.
You know what's funny, though, is like in that moment, I was upset because like I had that planned and then you came out with the clown outfit and I was like, well, I got to do it still. Like, but
I didn't know what was happening. About, like, I didn't know it was a bit. I thought you were.
I know. Well, so the bit would have worked better. Like hindsight, it would have worked better while you were eating the chip instead of like you having to order the chip. But it's funny because you and I have both seen The League. I kind of felt like Andre in that moment where it's like, oh, this is a good comeback. Like they're going to understand what the joke is or what it is that I'm trying to say.
I did.
And everybody just like dogs on you. And Andre's like, well, what do you mean? That was so good. How do you not understand this?
Oh, well, we're speaking of, sorry, I cut you off but The League, I actually like really love The League, the show, The League. And Kelsey got into it too. Like we would watch The League all the time.
Has not aged well. But it still is pretty. I
highly doubt it. But I mean, that was another. I didn't mention this, but that was another thing that kind of got me into sports was like fantasy, playing fantasy leagues, like fantasy football, fantasy baseball, and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah,
it's kind of like a game.
Yeah. So like I had the backyard sports. I had NBA Live '98, and then I think I had 03. I had NHL Hits 2002, where Limp Bizkit is singing the intro. Just keep rolling. And then I had Madden, but this is the crazy part is like growing up, I played baseball, basketball, and football. I mostly played football just because I had some friends that wanted to play and they kind of were like, yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Come join us. And I was fourth grade at the time. And so I'm playing football, not really knowing what I'm doing or like if I'm good at it. And then I played for the next 2 years. And then after I decide I'm done, I get Madden. And for some reason, seeing like the bird eye view of like the players and how the field works and everything, I was like, oh, I actually think I could have been really good at this sport if I knew what it was that I was doing.
I remember playing, I played baseball, basketball, and soccer growing up. And I remember, like, I had never followed like professional sports or some kids get really into, like, if you're playing baseball, they like follow baseball, like professional baseball a lot. And I remember like, so I pitched in Little League, and then like the next tier up, we called it Teener League. That is when it went from like you couldn't you couldn't take a lead to being able to take a lead.
Okay.
And steal before the pitcher's thrown. And I didn't know like you couldn't be in the wind up when there was a person on first base. So I would just be in the wind up, and the people would just steal on me every time because I didn't know. And like the other kids were like, "What are you doing? Haven't you ever like watched baseball before?" So
and then you played the game and you're like, "Oh, I get it now."
Yeah. So I should have played like MLB games.
But it is fun when you can put yourself in the game. And I don't. Do they still have attribute points? Like it's been a long time since I've played a sports game in like the current year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have like for baseball it's called Road to the Show, where you create a player and then you tell it what position you want to play. Then every time you play, you can like level up. It's like an RPG.
Yeah. I remember doing that in Madden, and then you would have to do like interviews, which I always thought was really fascinating.
I don't know if I've done it that much to do interviews.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you have to do interviews, and depending on how you answer them, that's like how people would view you as a player, as a person, and if people were going to like you, your overall score. And I just thought that was fascinating because I didn't think that we would ever get that in a sports game, but they go pretty deep into it. I guess the thing is like people complain about sports games, Call of Duty, because it's all like the same formula each time they put out a game. But is there really anything that they should be doing differently that they haven't done yet?
I mean, I understand the argument that maybe you don't release a full game every year. Like it should just be kind of a roster update. As opposed to, because I don't think they change the mechanics too much from year to year. They don't really add new modes from year to year. And I'm pretty sure like the modes that have the cards, like the ones that you spend a lot of money on, like they don't roll over to the next year. So you're just like you're doing it again. So if you're putting money into this, like you're going to do it year over year over year. And I think that's really why I haven't put money into that, because I'm like, it's just going to be useless like in the next year.
Yeah. That makes sense though, to just have it like a subscription service every year.
Yeah, more like a platform. As opposed, I mean, I understand why they don't do it, because people are going to buy it I buy it every year. People buy it every year. It's just like Call of Duty. Like people buy these games. I think it's not FIFA anymore, but it's Football Club or something.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think that's like one of the highest selling games every year. So of course they're not going to just do roster updates.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of don't blame them. But I could see that being a complaint. But I don't know what they could actually change. They are releasing a college football game this year.
Mm-hmm. That comes out like when? It's like
I think it's soon. Like I think it's in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And that I don't remember when the last one came out, but it's been a long time. And people are excited for that. But looking at it, it kind of just looks like Madden. Like it's just
the players
Madden.
Are paid. That's like the big difference.
Well, I don't think they're getting paid a lot.
No, but I mean, it still is better than nothing.
Yeah, so and that was the reason why I think it went away in the first place, because they couldn't really have actual likenesses, because you couldn't pay the players before, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But there were competitors that had different things. Like 2K used to do football. They used to have football.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And there was because I vividly remember forget what year it was, but 2K probably like '06 or something. They had Terrell Owens on the cover, and he was like jumping up. So I know 2K used to have it, but I think they lost the rights to the NFL, or I don't know. EA must have bought the complete rights or something.
Yeah, I know basketball had EA because they were NBA Live, and then
Live.
2K just took over.
Yeah, because I think Live, people don't like Live, and I don't know why.
I mean, from my own experience, 2K is just better, but EA did have some bangers like NBA Street and NFL Street, games that we just don't even get anymore. There was also NBA Ballers, which I don't remember who made that, but it was like kind of a rags to riches kind of mode, and then you could buy like a mansion and a jet and stuff like that. It was really crazy.
I think 2K has a mode that is kind of like Street, but I don't know. I haven't played a basketball game in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think the last hockey game I played was ice hockey on the NES. Because I'm American. Wow. We play baseball and football here, all right?
I mean, it's okay if the Flyers aren't good, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyers haven't been good until before I was born, so.
Well, let's talk about like wacky sports games, because I do like the street games. I thought that they brought a different kind of element to, you know, what it is that you're used to playing. But like, we could go into like Mario sports, or I remember there was a Disney football game that I really enjoyed.
That's random. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nintendo sports games, I think they were wackier before.
Yeah.
Now they're more simulation. Well, except for
except for what?
Strikers, but we don't talk about Strikers.
What's the answer though for like Nintendo sports games? Let's say Mario sports games,
because like Mario Golf in a Mushroom King, like the golf courses in Super Rush were not even like Mushroom Kingdom courses.
So that's what I'm wondering is like, do you want to have Mario games that are wacky but in a sports world, or do you want a sports game that is Mario but more realistic? You know, because like we have Mario games. Maybe there's people that are just like, yeah, I would love to play golf, but as a Mario character, but nothing like to it. Not the like piranha plants eating a golf ball and then spitting it out somewhere. Just more realistic, but with the Mushroom Kingdom characters.
Like I want more wackiness. I think I don't know if people want to play more realistic golf with Mario. But like even the Mario Golf, like it's not like PGA. It's not super realistic.
Right.
I think it is closer to simulation than like wacky goofiness.
Yeah.
But I think you could like, why not both? Why can't they have like a wacky mode and then like a regular mode?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Well,
like, I think in the 3DS version, they had clubs that would do different things. Like, I think they had a mushroom club that would make it bouncier or something. I'm pretty sure they had different clubs that did different things. And then for Super Rush, they just kind of got rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, because the whole gimmick was to race to the ball. That was pretty much it.
I want Mushroom Kingdom courses. Like, I'm okay with more realistic golfing, but I want Mushroom Kingdom courses and then like a mode where you can use different clubs and just make it kind of weird. Same with tennis. Like, I feel like Aces, there weren't really any weird Mario themed courts.
Mm-hmm. There was one with the blooper that was like on a pirate ship. But that one was just annoying to the point of where I couldn't even enjoy it. But like Mario Tennis 64, I feel like even though that was the first, I mean, I guess if you count just tennis, Mario's in that game, but Mario 64, tennis, it's a fun game, but then when you get to like the Bowser court, which was like its own mode, it had item blocks, and you could like get an item and maybe like shoot a banana onto the other side of the court. That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. I don't think you could
do that in Aces. I don't remember doing that.
No, it's just like you can go really fast or something. Like you can react to the ball.
Well, I think you like go across the court. The thing I didn't like about Aces is how sweaty everybody got. Like, he got super sweaty.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to play a fun Mario tennis game. I don't need to.
But is that, I mean, I don't know. We're talking about sports. It's competitive. Like, shouldn't it be sweaty?
Not Mario. Like, throw bananas. I think there's like a lightning item in 64 that shocks the other people.
Yeah, and then it kind of stuns you for a second.
Mario Kart, but for tennis. Yeah, and I understand that people are competitive for Mario Kart. All right, I get it. Mario Kart, you can be competitive, but that's not fun to me. I don't.
People are competitive in Smash, and I like to play with items, and apparently that's
weird.
a problem.
That one's weird.
Why is that a problem? But the other one isn't.
Items in Smash Brothers, because Smash Brothers is for true gamers without items. 1v1.
It's a party game.
No, it's not. It's a fighting game.
It's a party game.
It's a fighting game. It's
I mean, Sakurai has said it's a party game.
I don't care. He's wrong.
Sakurai is wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like how you were talking about esports. Nintendo, like, they don't want anybody to be super competitive. So they're like, okay, we'll put items on. It's a free for all. Like, come on.
No, you just said earlier, why not have the option?
But not in like competitive tournaments like that.
Oh, okay. So
like
why can't you have the option?
Because
you could have the option.
They have one option.
I know, but I'm saying like they could change that where one tournament is
option. Then yes, I would be fine with it. But no, it's only free for all with items on. Like, nobody wants to play that, and nobody wants to watch that. So that's why Nintendo will never be the epitome of competitive esports.
They're supposed to be working on online for whatever the successor is, and I hope that's true. Like just a better online. It's
not even online. I'm just talking about the
I know, but if you have a better online, I think you would have better. No, but if you're going into the next successor already saying like, hey, we need to have better online, don't you think that they are planning for better?
I mean, there's been games that are out there forever that have not had, like, Call of Duty doesn't have amazing online, and like all these other fighting games, they don't have the best online. Like, I think Nintendo's online is completely fine. Like, Smash Brothers works fine for me.
It could be better.
How?
It got better. It got better when Monster Hunter Rises was using whatever. I forget what online service.
They could do rollback netcode. That's it. Or they could do dedicated servers. That's the only thing they could do. They're doing this peer-to-peer stuff that's never going to work right.
Well, what's Super Mario, or not Super Mario Party? Mario Party Superstars, because that game works really well.
I don't know what it is. It's probably peer-to-peer. They don't have dedicated servers, I don't think.
No, it's not dedicated servers, but I don't know. There's something different about it than like Splatoon.
Well, Splatoon just disconnects all the time.
Yeah, it's gotten better, but it still disconnects, and that's because it's peer-to-peer.
Yeah, so the only way they can make it better is dedicated servers. Other than that, like, you're playing against people that are on their Wi-Fi, like at Starbucks. Like, that's the problem you have with a handheld. Like, if you're using the handheld with online, like, they can't do much about that. So, I don't know. I think people give it too much flack.
So, are there sports games that like come to mind for you that you don't think a lot of people have played but still is considered a sport? Like, let's say fishing or hunting or
Oh man, do you remember the old fishing games where you had the rod?
yeah, it was like Bass Pro, right?
Yeah, where you would have the physical
Is that what it's
rod.
called? Bass
I don't
Pro?
know if it was Bass Pro. I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't even.
Oh, I know what you're like the Tiger Electronic games.
Yeah, like I don't think they were even. I know the Wii had like a peripheral that it was a fishing rod, but I'm talking about the ones that weren't even connected to a system. Like you would.
Yeah, and then there was a screen on like the fishing rod.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? That was just like unlocked a memory.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember like going to Toys R Us and like trying to get it. Do you know Toys R Us is back, by the way? There's at least one Toys R Us store somewhere.
Jeffrey is back? I know that they're like in Macy's and airports, but that's...
Yeah, I think this was like a dedicated store.
Okay.
Oh, anyway. A sport... I mean, I think racing...
Yeah, I mean, like...
I don't know if people
I was going to say
racing a sport.
Yeah, of course it is. You don't think racing is a sport?
No, I just don't know if... People don't think of it... When you hear sports, you're not like, oh, racing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing as like... I think cheerleading, people don't consider that a sport.
Yeah, no, I know. There's no cheerleading game. That would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but it's all like quick time events.
There's the Olympics games, so there's like gymnastics, I think, in the Olympics.
True. Mario and Sonic. Should we talk about those?
I was on Drip and G podcast. We were doing predictions, and they were so adamant that we were going to get a Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
I gotta be honest. I don't blame them. Like I kind of thought we would too. It is the Olympic year. It's weird that we didn't get one.
They would have announced it before.
Maybe because if you look back,
I thought that deal like broke or something. Like I thought they weren't doing those games anymore.
Well, I don't. It's because there was one that was supposed to come out during 2020, but obviously the Olympics got delayed, or maybe that one did come out and it is a rare copy because there wasn't a 2020 Olympics.
No, it did come out. I think it got delayed.
Okay.
There's no way to know.
No way to know. But yeah, I don't know. Like I was trying to think if I've played like a NASCAR racing game, or I know that I've never played like a console fishing game. Hunting, I guess you do at the arcade.
I mean, there are hunting games. There's like Big Game Hunter, I think.
Yeah.
On console.
Yeah, I just have never played them. I know
sim racing. Like there's people that do sim racing.
Uh-huh.
I've played Forza before.
Yeah.
I don't like the regular racing mode. I think that's boring. It's just like going around in a circle. But the like the Forza Horizon, where it's open world, that's fun.
Yeah. Rockstar made a table tennis game.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
There was Wii Play that had tennis on it.
Yeah. Do you think that we are seeing more sports games or less nowadays?
I think about the same.
About the same?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a Madden. There's always an MLB The Show.
2K.
There's always a
FIFA.
2K. There's always a FIFA or football club. I think F1 is every year. I don't know if NASCAR does any. I know they had games before. I don't know if they still have games.
Okay.
I mean, there's like PGA. I know there's PGA golf.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. I know my wife.
There's cricket.
No, there isn't.
There's
Is there really?
Video games, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I saw that you were like on cricket TikTok for some reason, like your For You page.
Apparently America beat India or something.
Oh.
Yeah. I still don't understand. It's dumb. It's like
the sport is dumb?
It's like lazy baseball. That's what I see it as.
We're trying to get 5-star reviews, and then you just ruined it.
Everybody today, especially the non-Americans. I don't like hockey. I don't like cricket. There's hockey games every year. Yeah, so I think
I was just gonna say my wife Hannah, she's really into MotoGP, which is just street bike racing, and I know that they put out a game either this year or last year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's I used to love snowboarding games. I used to love them.
Yeah, like
SS snowboarding, Tricky. SSS Tricky. There was a game that came out. God, I forget what it's called now. It's a Ubisoft game. You know how I love my Ubisoft games. Hashtag Ubisoft partner. I forget what it's called. It's not Steep. I know there's Steep, but there's something else.
Skate?
No.
Oh, that's EA. Game. Right? Is that EA?
Yeah, I think Skate is. That's like the extreme sports, like skate.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. Skateboard. Any skateboarding. There was BMX games. Like I have a BMX game on my Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Used to love those. Famous, there's Triple X, the famous game.
That is.
I wasn't allowed to buy that. I wasn't allowed to buy that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
There's
of what
also
this game was called.
A volleyball game that a lot of people. I mean, it's rated M, but I don't.
Rated it. Oh.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Deadly Alliance.
Is that what it's called?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I think that's what it's called.
But we cannot show it on this podcast.
Well, there's a bunch of H-word games
that are sports games.
I
guess that doesn't surprise me.
eShop.
Yeah.
I think I saw a volleyball one on there. I think the ones that I particularly like are golf games. Like I used to really enjoy like Mario. I like Mario Golf. I don't play PGA, but I used to love like Wii Sports Golf, and even Switch Sports Golf is fun.
Yeah, would you say that like sports games like would help people maybe get into a sport or learn more about the sport and players, or do you mostly buy a sports game because you're already into the sport?
No, I think it could go both ways. Like I wasn't really into football, like in general, until college, and it was probably because I was playing Madden all the time. Like my family was always into football and sports when I was growing up. Like, and I played sports, but I never really got into like professional sports until college. And then like now, actually, I think I'm more into baseball now than I've ever been into baseball. Like I pretty much watch most of the games. It's just kind of like a chill thing, and that's why I like playing MLB. I think playing sports and playing the sports games, like you get to control the game, you get to control the fate. Like it feels good to hit home runs as your favorite players, or win Super Bowls as the teams that will never win Super Bowls, like the Denver Broncos. And
they've definitely won a Super Bowl pretty recently. Super Bowl 50.
It'll probably never happen again.
Probably, yeah.
Or when you get angry after watching a game. Have you ever seen these the memes, like I have to let off some steam, and it's like when say the Cowboys lost in the playoffs, they would score like 200 points against whoever they were playing, like in Madden. I always think they're hilarious. They're funny.
Like if you didn't like Tom Brady, you could just try to injure Tom Brady or just tackle him, like.
Well, that's dark. You try to injure. That's kind of.
Well, I mean,
dark.
Obviously he's not getting injured in real life.
Beat him in the sport, not just.
Yeah.
Injure him.
Just mangle him.
That's messed up. That's dark.
He's retired. He's fine. He has 7 rings.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think sports games get a bad rap. And I think it has a lot to do with the microtransactions.
Yeah.
And EA. Like, EA is just kind of gross. But I do think it kind of overshadows what's actually there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why why people buy these every year. There's a reason why people play them as much as they do. Like, it's, and I mean, us as Nintendo fanboys, we're not much different.
Oh, like, for sure.
We buy whatever Nintendo puts out. It doesn't really matter. Like,
it's a little different though, because we're content creators, so we want to talk about the products. Like, I understand, yes, we are still going to get it just because we like Nintendo, but
we're not the only ones. Have you seen the sales numbers?
Yeah.
1-2 Switch sold 4 million copies.
Here we go, the 1-2 Switch metric.
No, I'm just saying, like, we are the same. Like, if people are listening at home thinking like, oh my god, yeah, people that buy sports games they're sheep. Like, why would you buy sports game all the time? And you're out here buying everybody 1-2 Switch, or you're out here buying Mario versus Donkey Kong. Like, you're out here buying these games that it doesn't matter if they're good or bad, but they're made by Nintendo. So
it's the enjoyment of it. That's what you get out of it. Is just the enjoyment of. I know
people enjoy playing Madden. They enjoy playing MLB The Show. They enjoy NHL, NBA. Like, they enjoy these games. So, like, I don't understand why people give them flack when we're doing the same exact thing. Essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, you shouldn't be supporting the developers, the higher ups, let's not say the developers, but the higher ups, if they're doing the same thing over and over again. Because, like, didn't FIFA just put out the exact same game with no new modes or anything year after year?
Switch.
Oh, it was only on the Switch? It wasn't on other consoles?
Well, I know, like, the way they were releasing FIFA on the Switch was it was the same engine from the prior year.
Oh, okay.
And they just updated rosters and they didn't include all the modes. Like, yeah, that's gross. That's definitely gross.
Yeah.
But they at least didn't charge the full price. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not ideal, right? It's not ideal, but it's the world we're in. They're not going to they're not going to just stop releasing Madden games every year. Like,
yeah. And like, how much better can they, like, how, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. How much better can they look, right? Because they already look pretty great. I remember early, let's say 2000s, maybe even 2010s, just like going to Target or something with your parents, and like, you stop and look at the TVs and you're like, oh, let's check out the game. And it wasn't a game. Like, they were showing an ad for whatever the sports game was. And it looked incredible. And now they all look really good. So I just don't know how much more you can improve it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else they could do. They I would say add new modes. Like, I think they would just have to put new modes.
Yeah.
I think they make most of their money on that Ultimate Team where people are buying packs. And like, I know people don't like that either. But I also kind of get that. I like shiny cardboard. Like, that's a dopamine hit. It's definitely probably gambling.
Wait. Hold on. So you don't like shiny cardboard?
No, I do like shiny cardboard.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Like, even in games?
Not so much virtually.
Okay. Are you going to download the Pokemon TCG?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that answer.
That's the problem. I got my shiny Pokemon. I got my cards here. This Sleepy Dino. It's gonna be worth a lot of money. I get it. Like, I understand. Like, I don't like. I thought I was gonna be, when I was thinking about this, I'm like, sports games kind of suck. But no, I get it. I buy them every year. I mean, MLB The Show, I do it for a meme, but I still buy it every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy it. Like I like playing it. Like whenever MLB The Show comes out, it comes out in like March, like right before the season starts. And I would, there's some challenges where you could play as like Babe Ruth and try to hit 3 home runs in a game or something. Like they do these like neat little challenges. And then I would have like a baseball game in the back.
What's your thoughts on sports games adding commercials into their game?
Have they done it?
Doing like ads? I don't know if they've done. I know they've talked about it. I know EA is talking about just doing that with their games in general, not even sports games. And someone has made a clip of like something happening in Star Wars Fallen Order, and then it just cuts to a Burger King commercial. Yeah.
Well, for sports games, I think it wouldn't be that.
I mean, okay, wait. So like Jake from State Farm is in 2K.
Is that an ad, or do they just put him in there as like fun?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because he does go to like all the basketball games. He goes to the WNBA games. And like, what a cool job. I know. Like,
all right,
I don't.
You brought up WNBA.
Yeah.
Would you? I think they did this in Football Club. I'm pretty sure there's a women's mode.
They just did that for MLB The Show, didn't they?
Well, you could be a woman in the game.
Yeah.
But MLB baseball doesn't have a pro women's league, I don't think.
Yeah, but I thought I remember seeing an ad where like they were including women into the game.
No, there's definitely, you could be a woman in the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not like there's not a separate league. Like there's not a WNBA. There's not a there's not a women's league like
there's like
football.
softball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have that kind of mode.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's even like pro. I don't know if that's pro.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like, would you want like 2K to put in a WNBA mode or have a separate WNBA game?
Yeah, that's tough because I feel like if you just do a mode, then you're not sending a great message to the women that are playing the sport.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If they don't get their own copy.
And I think you put Caitlin Clark on the cover.
Oh,
it sells. It sells.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then next year you put Paige. Is that her name?
Like Cameron Brink.
She's at UConn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bleckers it's Paige something. You put her on
Beckers. Yeah,
Beckers. You put her on the cover of the next year. Like, or you put Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese or
Yeah, but then there's other players like Aja Wilson that should be on the cover. She's with the Las Vegas Aces, and they're trying to go for a three-peat this year. You could have Brianna Stewart, who plays for New York, or Sabrina Ionescu. So, like, there's other players that probably deserve to be on the cover, but yeah, Caitlin Clark would sell.
Yeah, and like if they want to continue to grow the league, which I think they are now, they're doing better. They're doing a better job now. Anyway, release a game. Like, put a game out there. Yeah.
I mean, just in general, I think it's a exciting time since we're talking about it. Next year, they're going to have a Golden State team, the Golden State Valkyrie, and then the following year after that,
that's a cool name. I might just become a fan of them.
Yeah, so like they have the Golden State Warriors and then the Golden State Valkyries. Like, I love that. And then Toronto is going to get a team the following year. So like it's growing right now, and it's just really exciting to see. And with this conversation, like, I hope they do get sports games. I hope they get the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah, I think the MLB step where they put a female player, where you could be a female player, is good. It's hard because there isn't a separate league, and there aren't any professional female baseball players. But when you have the WNBA, like, you could do that. And I know female football or soccer Americans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's growing.
Yeah, because they're really good
overseas. So I think it'll be really cool to see that, and I think we will see it at some point. I think next year, the 2K game next year, 2K basketball game next year will have like a mode. Like, I doubt that they'll do a full on game, but I can see them doing a mode.
No, that makes sense, especially with what they're doing right now. Like, they're testing the waters with everything through the NBA. So sometimes I get updates. Like, if you follow the NBA, you'll get updates on something that is going on in the WNBA because they just want you to be excited and tune in to the game. Just catch your attention. People who might, I don't know, be interested or change their mind on the sport in general.
Yeah, and I know they're covering it more, like, on ESPN.
Yeah,
and so I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I think it will just come down to whatever happens at the end of the WNBA season, all the money that they have made, because it's incredible when you look at, like, the Indiana Fever. They made all of their ticket sales from last year within their first 5 home games. So WNBA is doing really well, and they could be seeing a game in the future.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah, it'd be fun
just to see. Like, I'll probably buy the NCAA, the football game this year. I'll buy Madden because I'll get that itch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the problem, but I'm also the problem with Nintendo and literally everything.
Yeah, but I think what it comes down to is,
I'm
like,
a consumer. Like, I consume.
You're a consumer, though, because you enjoy it. Like, if you enjoy the product, if you enjoy the IP, if you enjoy the sport, like, why is that a problem? I guess I
don't know.
It's a problem if they're not improving it to make the product better, the thing that you enjoy.
I mean, that's how people view it. Like, if you're just buying, you're not voting with your wallet, so they're never going to change anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen it. Like, Madden, it's not that much different than it was, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The last Madden game I played was maybe 2007, and I think it had Sean Alexander on the cover, maybe. So it was a long time ago.
I had I think I might still have 2002, or maybe
that
baseball. I have baseball 2002 as Derek Jeter on it.
Okay,
but I did have Madden 2002 on the GameCube, and it had Dante Culpepper on the cover.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, mine. So I had Sean Alexander, and then one year it was Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, that was probably like 04, 05.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But no, sports games are here to stay. And unless somebody else gets the licensing, it's not going to change. Like, if EA somehow loses the license, which I don't know how they would, we're just going to see a Madden every year that has the same modes, the card packs. Who knows? They'll probably think of some other way, which I'm kind of surprised they're allowed to even do the card packs, because isn't it like a loot box? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's where my mind just went, and I don't know how they would get around it. But at this point, like, would they do sports betting in a video game? They can't, because that's the whole lawsuit.
I bet people bet on esports. I guarantee people bet on esports.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they're probably betting on these, like, Madden esports games.
Maybe. I mean, you see the commercials for, like, Bet365, and they're like, we're not just the ordinary sports.
I don't like this.
we we do everything.
I think
and I don't know if that's included in it.
The next not logical, but that's probably the next thing.
The
right?
only reason I brought it up is I know that Dave and Buster's is wanting to do betting
they are
within their arcade games.
Yeah. But I guess kids are allowed to go to the arcade in Dave and Buster's. Right?
Yes. How does that work? Yeah, kids can go there. I definitely went there when I was a kid. There's just, I guess, drinks available for adults and
there's a bar and everything.
Yeah.
Oh no. You're right though. Like I could see. I
So
don't know
if dude, if that happens, then like Fortnite, you do some sports betting on like Fortnite.
I mean, I guarantee
we're going down a dark.
I guarantee it's already happening. It's already happening.
Going down a dark hole where like the content creators are asking people to like bet on them, and
in game. We haven't seen it, but I guarantee it's already happening for these esports events. I guarantee it.
Would you? Here's what the workaround is. They have sports betting within the game, so you're not actually betting real money.
Just
but
like
you can
in-game currency. No,
yeah.
I don't think you could do it though.
Even just in-game currency?
So, Nintendo,
yeah,
or Pokemon Company, when they re-released Let's Go, they took out the casino.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I'm pretty sure.
No, really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they took out the casino.
But we've had there was a casino in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Right now, I have to Google this. I'm pretty sure they took it out.
That's crazy. Like it makes sense. And I remember when like this lawsuit was happening was like back in like 2017, right? Because it was all loot boxes.
Pokemon Let's Go Game Corner does not allow you to play games.
Oh, whoa. So maybe they still have
gambling.
They have the location, they just can't gamble. You can gamble in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. I've definitely spent a lot of time in that that spot.
Slot machines, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely that's not a road that I hope we go down. Because gambling is an addiction, and
no, I totally agree. Like do you have a betting app?
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't either because I know myself. Like if I tried one time, like that would be it.
Like I don't think I have an addictive personality. We used to go to the casino, a couple times a month, but we would like take $100. And we're like, we're going to put $100. We played poker. We didn't do like slots really. So we're like, we'll put $100.
Because slots are dumb.
Yeah.
I hate slots.
We'll do $100, put $100 on the table. And then once we're done, we're done. Like, and we would, that would probably be the night. And we always justified it like, if we lose $100, that was our entertainment for a night.
That was it. So when I turned 18, my mom got me a card full of lottery tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And I scratched them and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I would like get a paycheck and then I would spend half of that paycheck on lottery tickets because I figured out the system on the cards that I would buy. It was like every third or fourth win, you would at least break even. And so I would buy like 3 or 4 of them.
Kids,
and then whenever I know, and then whenever I won, I would just go back into that 7-Eleven and just like trade it in for more. It was bad. So like that's why I know
the house always wins. The house always wins. If anybody's out there that bets, that does gambling, like you're never gonna win. The house always wins.
So I put it in the sports games. The house is always gonna win.
Please no, even if it's fake, even if it's like not real. It's a problem. Like people will become addicted to that, and then, they'll just escalate probably to real gambling. I do love how, well, I don't love this, but I do think it's odd that the NFL and all the sports are like, don't gamble, or like, we don't condone gambling, and then they're always sponsored by casinos and
yeah,
FanDuel. And
yeah, when the Ohtani stuff was happening, there was a tweet going around that was like, we're gonna get down to the bottom of this, brought to you by ESPN Bet and Bet 365, blah blah blah. It was like all of these different things, and then it went to the interviewer and was like, how do you think this possibly happened? It's sponsored by all of them.
Yeah. And I mean, those casinos have a lot of money to throw at advertisements.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten offers to advertise gambling games and stuff. I never take them. Yeah, I never take them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the line.
Well, I mean, I love this conversation. I even messaged you before our show that I'm like really looking forward to tonight's conversation about sports, because for one, as Nintendo content creators, I don't really think that we get to talk about sports that very often. I don't really know how much. I mean, we just did this whole episode.
We just got
I don't know
for a new sport.
A basketball in Switch Sports, baby. Let's go.
I'll show you. I told you I was a hoop. What? I was a hooper.
Yes, you were a hooper.
A baller. No, I was a baller. I told you I was a baller. So now I can show off my balling skills.
Okay. maybe
we'll team. I'm a hooper. I think I'm a hooper.
We'll team up and take down Drip and Jeep.
Somebody. Okay, yeah. You do your finalize your seal. I have a thing to close us out tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm just excited for sports games, even though we just did a whole episode on it, and I don't really know how much people play sports games. I feel like anytime I tweet about sports, it doesn't really get any kind of...
Yeah, I mean, your following is
right
on one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people out there that I've...
Yeah.
Like, actually, Jeeb, who will be on the next week's episode, is we formed a connection over, like, Philadelphia sports.
Yeah. Yeah, and we definitely have talked about basketball. I know Xanadude has chimed in a couple of times. I think there's other people like Joey DePitz. Is that his name? One of our community members? DePitzy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's just fun to think about sports, and maybe it's like a dream too when you're playing sports as a kid, to think one day I might be in that game. Like, that's pretty cool. But that could actually happen.
I got onto very, like, sad TikTok at one point. Well, it wasn't like sad. It was like baseball TikTok, but it was these high school. It was like right around graduation time, and there was these high school baseball players. There was quite a few of the videos, and they were like, they showed like their younger self and said, like, sorry I let you down, because their last game that they'll ever play was now, because they were graduating high school.
Yeah.
And I get it. And that sucks. That sucks. Yeah. I mean, it's something like, I mean, I grew up playing, I started playing soccer when I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
I played baseball when I was very young, basketball when I was very young, and then once I got to high school, like it just wasn't fun anymore. And then also, contrary to popular belief, I'm not 6'5" or 6, so I'm not. I wasn't built for some of these sports, so.
Yeah, that was kind of me too. Like, I played basketball up until high school, tried out for the team, realized I'm pretty short, even though my My idol at the time was Earl Boykins, who was 5'5", but we also had Muggsy Bogues at one time, who was 5'3".
Yeah, but that's like it's extremely hard to make.
Oh yeah,
make the NBA, and then like just being at that disadvantage already.
Yeah,
makes it even worse.
So then I joined acting and got a degree and got a Bachelor of Arts degree, and here I am doing a podcast with you.
Yeah, now I turned into a nerd. Like I was like I just went full on nerd.
Yeah, maybe they need to have a calculator. Oh, they do have a calculator game. That's your sport. Yeah, you got to turn that into a sport somehow.
Well, speaking of, like chess, like I feel like I could have done chess.
Yeah. That's a big one. How did we miss that?
Yeah,
that blew up in the past just couple of years.
Pandemic, pretty much. Chess would have been even like. So I think we're a little too old for esports. Like I think, like esports didn't really come around until probably after we would have been like in the prime, because I think some esports players retire at like 20 because their reaction time isn't as fast as like these younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time like Call of Duty came out, I was already 20.
Yeah. So just today, Scotty Barnes, who plays for the Toronto Raptors, he got a 5-year contract for $270 million. And I saw that while I was cleaning gym equipment. And he's 22.
Yeah, some of the stuff that they get paid, like good for them. Like I'd take the bag to play a sport.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'll take it from the billionaires. I don't care. Well, yeah, I know.
But you said you had a way to close this out?
Yeah, well, where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, the Nintendo Powercast, CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
And I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and the Nintendo Powercast. So today I got a comment.
Okay.
And it said, your daily reminder that you're 40 and you should start acting your age. Well, commenter, I am not 40. I'm 36.